Hello, my name is Mordred Viking, and I'd like to welcome you to episode 10 of this Let's Play Europa Universalis IV. This is the March of the Vikings. Before we get into the actual content of this series, though, I would like to say a big thank you to Tonio, who has sent me a couple of banners for the for two of the different nations. So first of all, we have Nummerland here, who have this thing, which is kind of alluding to their peacock name. Nummerland, I think, is peacock or Land of the Peacock in Hindi, I think it was, if I remember from my notes. And then the second one is down here in Vita Bagaland, which is the Land of the White Tiger. So very appropriately, they have got a white tiger on their banner. That is super cool. Thank you so much for doing that. Yeah, it's going to add a lot, I think. And what else was there? Oh yes, several people have been asking me to do a religion overview over the world. So here you can see the different religions. So Hinduism is still very much dominant in India, although Norse is growing. It is definitely growing. We've got a little bit more conversion to do over there. And then, that's all just occupations, they won't change. Zoroastrian, Shia, Catholic, Zoroastrian, more Shia. Big chunk of Norse up here in the north. Tiny little holdout of Catholicism, then Orthodoxy kind of holding the line between the Shia and the Norse nations up here. Yom's Vikings down here, of course, being a bulwark of Norse strength in Egypt, adjacent to some Orthodoxy and I think some of the only Sunni in the game. And there's a little bit over there. Catholic all the way down into Africa, including Mali. And Mali did actually join a couple of the Crusades against us, which I always thought was kind of hilarious. And then Catholicism is pretty much dominant still throughout Europe. But there is a small Norse holdout here in the south of Spain. And of course Britain is slowly but surely becoming more and more Norse, although Germany is again another Norse holdout there. And then Ireland is a Norse nation, but it was only fairly recently conquered in terms of the timeline, so it is still Catholic, although it is going to be converted to Norse. And there is a tiny little bit of Catholic up here where Saxony was, but I'm hoping that that doesn't last too much longer. And then Iceland, also under Burgundy, is Catholic. Oh, that's Norse. Interesting. First Svitjod colony in Africa, I assume. Very cool. And then the other thing that we were going to check was the cultures. There it is. So if we click on the different groups, like we have Norse here right now selected, you can see where the culture groups are. So Norse is the Norse culture around there. Polish alongside Czech, Lithuania and Poland, obviously. Mordvin, which I think are the Russian ones. Mordvin Conti. And a tiny bit of Samoyed over there. Khazar is on its own. Mongol and Ugyur. Fairly widespread in the steppe. Turkish. Along with Bedouin and Egyptian. Oh, that's interesting. Turkish is still way up there. Bengali and Nepalese. Or Nepali. Rajput and Gujarati. Canada. Awadhi. Punjabi, spreading out towards the steppe. I wonder how Punjabi got up here. That's kind of interesting. Bedouin, Norse, Khazar, and Avar. Yep, that makes sense. Greek's doing pretty well, pretty big. And then Lombard alongside Italian. It's just those two, though. I'm trying to think if there are usually other Italian ones. There must be. Occitan and Francian. So these are the Franco ones. Oh, and Norman. Tiny bit of Norman. German. Very spread out German. I love the fact there are actually more Germans now in Spain than there are in Germany. That is hilarious. Oh, Holland is actually fully Norse. Awesome. Dutch. Tiny bit of Dutch there with the German. And Westphalian. Scottish. And also Scottish in Brittany. I guess it's because it's been German for quite a long time. And Germany is now, I guess, predominantly Scottish. Okay. A little bit of Irish. Chunk more Norse. Anglo-Saxon still dominant in England. Norwegian and Norse up here in Burgundy. Or Iceland. Icelandic Burgundy. Samoyed, we've seen that. Russian. Russian over in Estonia and Lithuania. Are there any others? Don't think so. think we've got all the main ones. That's German, Frankian, Basque. Tiny bit of Basque that's still left. Oh no, there's Visigothic here. Wow, the Goths actually survived. Blimey. Along with Iberian. The remnants of the Spanish culture there. Those are all French. That's Berber. Ogier, somehow in Africa. Mali. Maghrebi. Egyptian with Bedouin. Yeah, we knew that. And then Amhara. So there you go. That's all the different cultures that are still present in the game. If you want me to do any other overviews, just let me know in the comments and I'll try and get to them when I can. So what has been happening in this game? Well, we are currently fighting a war against Sindus. This is a war which Nomalon started? No, Vemagomagard started. And they dragged Aegigard and myself into it. We lost a stack already, so our armies are suffering a bit of a beating. But we seem to be coming back into this pretty strongly, and we've just taken Marathwada here, which was the war goal. So Sindus and Gwalior are now both on low. We're on medium, Vengomagard's on low. So I'm kind of hoping that they try and peace out relatively soon. But we will have to wait and see. Oh, and there is someone who's just been peaced out. Who did you just peace out? Gwalior. Okay, Gwalior is a good one to peace out. And then we still have Kosala and Sindus. And Kosala is now down to medium. So really the big guys in this war are me and Kosala. I didn't even check what the outcome of that peace was. That's with Shura. Gwalior accepted with peace, and the following terms white peace. Okay. Well, it got them out of the war at least. So let's just continue taking down Sindus. They've only really got 2 more provinces. And then we need to focus on Kosala. But I think we've killed the majority of the Kosalan armies. No, apparently we have not. There's a 20,000 man army marching over there. So we might well need to raise some more troops. Potentially, yeah, considering they have 22,000. I mean, if we had every one of us together, then we might be able to fight them, but they do have a tech advantage on us at the moment. Because I didn't really want to go up in tech until we have got the institution spreading to us. And it is currently spreading, 27, 16, 35% up here. Was it in Surat? 27. So it's spreading to us, just not as nearly as quickly as I would have liked. You're going in the other direction again. Let's go and take this. I think I'm going to give this to Vengomagard, because these are the types of lands which I think they were after. And now we just need to take... Oh, hello. War ended. Okay, on the following term, Sindus will cede Marathwada and East Berar to Vengomagard. Sindus will cede Savranur to Mordred. Yes, we got something. And they will pay 12 ducats to Vengomagard and its allies, of which I get 9. The peace will cost 19 peace. Me 18 Diplo points. Vengomagard suffers 7 AE. I suffer 8.2. Total of 6.7 prestige, of which I get 5. And we also got 15 power projection. Vengomagard now owes me 24 favours. Damn right you do. But you did expand, and I've expanded, so I'm actually okay with this outcome. But we do need to quite quickly build up our armies. Now, has this thrown me over any AE limits? No, it has not. Good. Good. Okay, cool. Sindus new rival. Manus no longer rivaled. Sindus Vengomagard. Okay, cool. We could get defensive ideas for the maintenance reduction, but I don't think we really want to do that. We're saving these points that we can just zip through the technologies as and when we get to the institution level. Alright, so let's split out the mercenaries. 16 mercenary units. Yikes. This is going to be leaving me really quite underpowered for a while. We still need to recover 8,000 men. Alright, let's go back up to speed 8. We're going to move down here. Oh, you gave me 7, you gave me that. Interesting. You're a mercenary, which I apparently forgot about. Do we have any rebels? We do not. Chorda separatists are wanting to spawn, but that's probably because we are converting that province right now. Yep. Okay, that's fine. Oh, and I need to core. We have massive war exhaustion, so we're going to wait until that reduces. And actually, as the war exhaustion goes down, then the revolt risk will also go down. So that is fine, because currently it's being raised by 8.8, thanks to the war exhaustion. Okay, so we are making money again, so we can start paying off the loans that we had to take out. In fact, we're going to start doing that right now. Claim fabricated by Manos. Yeah, Manos is still a bit of a danger. We have quite dramatically reduced the power of Sindas, though, which is nice. When the crown could not or would not pay cash to the nobles, they would instead grant them privileges to collect special revenues from which they could make a healthy profit. So we can grant privileges, which improves Kasala's opinion of us for some reason. Nobility gains loyalty, the merchants lose loyalty. All the privileges have to be earned, which gives us legitimacy. Kasala is annoyed by us. Merchant guilds gain loyalty and the nobility loses it. No, I definitely want to keep the nobility sweet right now. Sorry, merchants. Right. Do we need to raise relations with anybody? Yes, I would say with Elstavik we will. And with Nummerland, oddly enough, we will. Oh, that's just because the improved relations are so low. Sure, we're fine. And I can stop spying on you. I might actually go after Kasala. Or Manos. I think I'm going to go after Manos and try and get some more claims on them. Now that we can claim 4 of their provinces rather than just the 2. So that would be good. We could actually build a fort in Savanor. And in Roakantha. Choices, choices, choices. But for the moment, we just need to get rid of these loans first of all, so I'm not going to spend any money on any of that stuff. I'm also going to reduce our army maintenance, because what are we paying for? Absolutely nothing. Let's reduce it to there. That'll be fine. Still need to get another 5,000 men. I'd very much like to start hiring some new troops too. Although if we absolutely have to, then I can just get mercenaries. Who are you guys? You are trade ships who are not currently doing anything. Why not? Go to Goa. Oh, you were probably from Chordos when we got them. You are mothballed. Good. Transports are not. We're going to bring the transports over here and we're going to mothball you on the Maldives. Thankfully the Maldives are proving to be a kind of a difficult nut for the enemies to crack, so mothball you. You were probably parked in one of the provinces that they occupied. So how much of this can we save up? 1,500. I will need to keep half an eye on that. Where was it spreading to really quickly? I thought there was a 30 odd somewhere. Was I looking at the wrong thing? Apparently, no. There. 40%. Navagur. Okay. So we can keep an eye on this and see when that spreads. And it spread as far as Kandarids here. We renewed a loan. That is unfortunate. Though thankfully I did pay one of those off. And we do have some reduction in inflation thanks to the economic ideas being finished. Which is lovely. Okay, you've done your job. Let's go and make sure that we keep Sure Sweet. Because they remain my main anti-India group. And we are starting to get some manpower now, which is excellent. Alright, how is the unrest and how are the rebels? Because we really can't afford to be fighting rebels. That would be very bad. Considering my current lack of armies. Alright, war exhaustion still at 6. It's still pretty high. I mean, we could spend points to reduce it, but meh. Doesn't really seem worthwhile. We just need to convert Navarangur as quickly as possible, 77%. Once that's done, we could just station the army in Kutch, and we wouldn't actually have to worry anymore. So let's go and do that. Let's station you guys in Kutch. And once the missionary's done, we can do the missionary down here in Savanor, for example, or over here. And that would not be Chorda separatists anymore. It would be something else. Different faction. Much better. Okay, let's repay another loan. So we're down to 2. Which is excellent. You're down to 7.7. It's saying about 3 years before that fires. I really want to go up in technology, but doing this is definitely the cheapest way. Gain inflation but lose 3 exhaustion. Our realm has been ravaged by war, and the people from the highest noble down to the poorest serf are tired of it. We need to enact some temporary laws to let our country recover quicker. I'm okay with actually taking the inflation, and that's going to massively help with the unrest. Awesome. Relations with Shur have been increased sufficiently. So we have a truce with you until for another 6 years. Ratas has no such treaty. Kusala, Ratas, Manas, and Sindas are definitely the only places that we can expand right now. So I think I'm... We've already got one going with them. Relations with all of the little guys is pretty high. Could raise it slightly with you. Let's do that. Improve relations. Although Hatebagaland is having problems with pretender rebels. You're not a Viking dynasty, are you? No. Fornega. That's alright then. I forgive you. That missionary is very nearly done, so that's not going to be a problem. Savanur could be. Why? Oh, separatism. So let's go and stick our army on top of Savanur. And wait for the missionary to be done. And let's go and missionary Navanga. We'll deal with Savanur later. And now you should be... Oh, Navanga is now going to be a problem. So we probably need to stick you on Navanga, which is that one. Which is also where our technology is spreading. That's irritating. However, I can now afford some more troops. So what do we need? Infantry, without a doubt. Let's just get 2 infantry. Corrupt bureaucracy. Bureaucracy sometimes just doesn't work. The wrong men in the wrong places can lead to corrupt practices which hurt the country's income. Even worse, it will take a few years to get the proper paperwork to change it. Yearly corruption +1. That's not nice. For 10 years? Ouch. Corruption is growing, which means I need to invest more into offsetting it. There we go. No more corruption growth. Although we will have automatic corruption reduction once we have the next technology level. We will need to keep half an eye on rebel status. Although we can get another man-at-arms now, which I think would be worthwhile. I really don't want to have to reduce their autonomy. Or increase their autonomy, rather, but I might need to. What's the war exhaustion? War exhaustion is pretty low at this point. Though it's still going to cost me an extra 6%. I'll wait. Local patriotism +15. Is that from years of separation? No. The national traditions of Rashtrakutas will make this province more expensive to turn into a core of... Oh, that's annoying. Royal marriage with Vane Gomagard has ended. Let's get another one. Oh, you'll have to send one to me. And there it is. I accept. 1300. We're definitely going to be able to blitz through technology to catch up. I should be aware that cost of tech is also going up thanks to the colonialism stuff, but it's going to be a much bigger save. We'll save probably about 40% tech cost. Hopefully. I mean, we're only 7% into the next one. Hatebagaland's been increased. So you're still doing it with Manas. I think I kind of want... We're not going to be at war with Sindas for a while. Let's do it with Ratas. And make sure that we get a claim on Patan. And also, I can pay off another loan. Yay. No, I can't. Never mind. Plus, I need to grab a new soldier. It appears that Mordred III is an embezzler. What the hell is it with you guys in corruption right now? We're like a corruption-free zone previously. Irritating. Okay, let's make sure that we are paying off any corruption addition, just so I don't need to deal with it later. Okay, dealt with. We're still making a fair amount of money. 2.4 years, you are saying? Repay the loan. Definitely. Didn't realise it was so close to being due. When's the next one? 29th of April. Oh, it's 3 years yet. That's fine. And we're almost debt-free already. Yay for strong economies. They really help. And we do have a 3-2-1 advisors as well, so it's not like we're skimping out on that. Let's get some more infantry, and then after this I'm actually going to feel fairly confident about fighting anything that they throw at me. Although we'd still have slightly too many cavalry, but we can just strip a couple of those out before we go and fight any rebels that might appear. Improve relations with Viking Common Guards done. Right, so I need to start raising... No, not that. Oh, you caught me. Did you? No, you didn't catch me. Never mind. Who's this with? That's with Manus. So Manus we do need to start getting some claims on. Mysore. And Melendo. That's going to cost 30. We are currently at 20. That's fine. Oh no, we want Raikadoa. Jeez, I didn't realise it was so well developed. Oh, we definitely want that. Oh yeah, that was something really cool actually. I noticed between episodes, which I totally forgot. We'll deal with the statesman first. Using more or less questionable methods, some advisors would stop at nothing to elevate their status in the royal court. So we can fire him or he's doing a great job. He's doing a great job. He's annoying me though. Right, so local goods now provide local modifiers. So for example, spices increase local core creation cost by 20% and increase the local goods produced modifier by 10%. So they did say in the last patch that that had been overhauled, but I had not noticed it, and now I am. So cotton reduces the local development cost, which is how I spotted. I was like, why is it so cheap here? Well, it's because it's cotton producing. And then tropical wood is another really strong one. Cloth is also another local development cost reduction. So cotton and cloth are both reductions. Silk is a local trade power +2. Plus this is a center of trade, so Surat is just super valuable when it comes to trade. Cloth is reduction. Salt is local defensiveness +15. Sugar is unrest -1. Dye, what's dye? Local trade power +10%. Cool. Wool. Local ship costs -10%. Where's tropical wood? I know I have at least one. There it is. -20% local construction costs. So building stuff in South Kanara is super, super cheap, especially with all my construction cost reduction bonuses. Which I haven't even got all of yet, have I? Still need to get that. Man, that's going to be amazing. Construction costs there will then be reduced by 10, 30, 45% reduction to construction there. Nice. Not everyone who aids the enemy knows the true nature of their transgression. Spies may be loyal to a foreign power, but many of their information sources are people who are simply paid well for telling secrets they shouldn't, without understanding who makes use of them. However, in Mordgard, corruption has been all but extinguished. Spies who recently tried to compromise our administration through bribery and extortion have found themselves reported instead of aided by our officials, and are now at our mercy. Nya. Okay, we're now at 14, so we're getting close to the limit. Come on, how much longer until the institution spreads here? And I need to be saving money so I can actually embrace the institution, actually. Navanga, 50%. It's spreading so slowly. 0.23 a month, that's mostly from the year being 1500. Spread modifier +30%, and once it actually spreads here, it's going to spread like wildfire everywhere else. And hello! Renaissance has spread here, so it's going to start spreading everywhere around it. Though it's not coastal, so it will take a little bit longer. Get closer. colonialism is starting to spread around there, but it hasn't gone very far yet. Truce with Gwalior has ended already. Interesting. So we can get our next core or fabrication with you, and it was going to be Roka Toab because it is really valuable. And we're going to shift you over to here. Make sure that our troops are gathered together. And I can do with raising another 2 infantry, and once we have that, we are then over the minimum cavalry, which is awesome. Protect against Manus. Have an army equal to or larger than Manus. Yes, we are going to be doing that very soon, in fact. Requires at least 24. We will be at 23 once these 2 are done. Okay, so I think we need to start spending some admin points. Internal conflicts in Mongolia. So, to do that, we've already got the development reduction, which is excellent. I'm going to double check my estates because merchant guilds gives more development reduction, or is it clergy? Crap, I can't remember. No, it's merchant guilds. Development cost minus 7.5 if we get over 60 loyalty. If we grant them yes, that would get them to 60. Okay, so we have the development cost reduction from that, so we are just going to go ahead and spend some. Sort by cost. Increase those. In fact, we can just increase all of these. We'll spend 500, I guess. Go for something like that. Perfect. And then military as well. So let's resort by cost. And we're going to be able to get cores and stuff on everything here, so autonomy is not going to be a huge issue. Okay, that will do. Do we want to spend some Diplo? No, we'll keep the Diplo because we actually want to use that for other things. So, cool. Desires of the Flesh. While we have successfully managed to keep the truth of the rest of the court, it is only a question of time until it gets out until we do something. King Mordred III recently discovered his wife, Queen Consort Mordred, is having an affair. Not only that, but the guilty culprit is none other than Rakolfa Alfred. Didn't we find this already? Bribe him to leave. National unrest. Angered noble. Oh, the Queen's actually called Mordred. It's because... Huh. See, it takes on the names. I have not edited anything to do with the names here, by the way. Like, the names that the Norse nations are taking are based on the Norse name... Sorry, on the name generation, which is tied to each country individually. And that is itself weighted by the number of times that name came up in Crusader Kings II. So because Mordred was such a popular name in Crusader Kings II, it means that it has a weighting of something like 133 times higher than the others. Like, vanilla weightings for something like Henry for the English is like 5. So 133 is ridiculous. And Mordred is one of those random names. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, pay them off, which I don't really want to do. I think we're just going to try and do our best to keep it out of the public eye. Our prestige is actually suffering a little, which I'm not appreciating. Okay, so the merchants have really high loyalty. Can I now cash that in for anything? I can ask them for a contribution of 200. That sounds like a magnificent idea. Otherwise, it's just going to tick down anyway. We don't actually lose anything by doing this. Military leader has just died. Dope. Truce is expired. Let's go and grab... Do we need... No, we don't need another one. We have 2 still. It's fine. Not a problem. I just want these institutions to spread. Come on. Where are you? Navanga. 56%. Actually, I am going to pay off this last loan because I don't want that to keep on ticking up. But now we are saving money for the institution. And with that, we are also ending this episode. So thank you very much for watching. If you are enjoying this so far, then please do hit that like button. If you haven't done so already, then do consider subscribing. If you have any tips or advice for me, let me know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. And I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.